After exploring the southern islands of Phuket province and hunkering down for bad weather in the Oppo anchorage of Phuket Island, we then ventured east into Phang province. On two separate visits, we enjoyed a taste of the Ao Phang National Park, Koh Yai Noi and Koh Yao Yai. So we're eventually sailing on our new head sail, 150% Genoa, and we've been out in the outer islands for a few days, just sailing around, trying to find anchorages that are protected and have a nice beach that we can enjoy for a walk and also somewhere to swim. So this is the Phang National Park. It's all closed at the moment because of the COVID situation, but we're just enjoying a nice scenic drive-by, so to speak, or sail-by. Here's a little bit more scenery as we make our way to our next anchorage. It's really quite stunning. I don't know that the photographs or the videos do it any justice. On this first visit to Koh Yai Noi, this was our anchorage that we chose. All we had for company was these empty resorts and fishing boats. Besides the deserted beaches that we got to enjoy, we also took a few dinghy excursions, and we were astounded to see the amazing rock formations and various hidden treasures. On another dinghy adventure, and we're coming into this little cove area in amongst all the monoliths, the little beach at the head of the bay. So here we are on the inside of it, and we're not sure if this is one of the hongs that they talk about. On our return trip, the entrance to this hong had opened up with the tide lowering, and we were able to get inside. And there's a reason they call these secret gardens. They're absolutely beautiful. So we've been in this anchorage at Koh Yai Noi for the past few days, and this is the weather we've been waiting on. These thunderstorms that come through with a lot of wind associated with them and torrential rain. This is to the south of us, and if I pan round, see, it's almost clear skies above us. And then here's the next one on the north side of us. So as Roy said, this anchorage has turned out to actually be quite well protected, because everything seems to be passing either side of us. Let's hope that stays that way. It seems we weren't as lucky. The two systems joined, and we now have lots of rain, and we're able to replenish our water to do the laundry, which is always a good thing. After returning to the anchorage at Oppo Grand Marina to provision, we set off again. So this is our first trip up into the Phang National Park, and we've heard mixed reports about whether it's open or not. So we've come up today in the hopes of being able to anchor overnight. It really is quite stunning, even if this is all we see for now. Some people have been chased away apparently by the park rangers, and then others haven't. So We'll see. We've arrived at Koh Phanuk. This is our anchorage that we've chosen. I'll pan around a little bit, you'll see a bit more of it. And it is part of the national park, but we understood that the parks were all opening a few days ago, so hopefully we don't get chased away. But this is it as I pan around with the cast limestone cliffs in the background. And there are a few hidden gardens or secret gardens, the hongs, in this area, so we're hoping to get to see them tomorrow. Sadly, the parks were not open and we were chased away by the park rangers, so we headed over to the north end of Koh Yao Yai. This morning we're slowly making our way between the two islands of Koh Yao Yai and Koh Yao Noi. This is a channel that we're gingerly creeping through on the rising tide at very shallow depths. But the water changes to all these different shades of turquoise and jade and deep blue, but the depths don't necessarily change, which is very unusual. And there's a beach in the distance. I'll zoom in. We're told is the perfect beach, and that's where we're hoping to spend our day. As we're making our way through this channel, we've come across a little floating fishing village we thought was originally on land, but it actually isn't. Obviously all the fishing boats we've seen coming up and down this channel, this is their home. And we were definitely not disappointed by this absolutely stunning beach that we had all to ourselves, except for a few animals and a variety of sea life that we couldn't really identify. There were, however, a few nasties to contend with. When Roy went to remove the dinghy painter so we could put the dinghy back in the water, he got attacked by stinging ants. It wasn't long before he charged into the water to get rid of them. This was our first trip ashore to one of the villages, and it was very interesting. We also got to see the longtails and also how they build them, as well as a number of traditional houses interspersed with quite modern homes. After our wander through the village, we stopped at this restaurant for a cold refreshment and a Thai roti, which was absolutely delicious. And the owner was kind enough to give us a ride back in his salang. This morning we went ashore, enjoyed some tasty treats at one of the little restaurants, and then we've headed out east, out of the waterway between the two islands, and we are heading north to find ourselves an anchorage. But this white beach literally goes all the way around. It's stunning, really. The one thing that this part of Thailand is not short of is natural beauty. Everywhere we go we find these little tucked away beaches, and we're the only yacht out here. It's fabulous. This is the east coast of Koh Yao Noi, and it seems to be the resort island, because all along here there's all these wonderful resorts. And some of them are absolutely stunning, including the Sixth Sense, which I'll zoom around to in a minute. But they're closed to us. only guests at the resort can visit. Obviously because of all the COVID-19 restrictions, we can't even use the restaurants on the beach or anything. Real pity. Wanted to use the spa at expense, but they've informed us that we can't come ashore at all. Once we were anchored though, we headed ashore to enjoy this local village. Where the villagers were getting on with daily life.
Ngoài đưa bằng kinh văn này ta chạy bị lấp bằng kinh văn rồi kia thì điều lực gì ở đây đây rồi where we were lucky enough to find this batik community centre open, and the ladies were working and creating their beautiful art. And although we've seen this craft in other parts of Southeast Asia, it's the designs that are always unique to the countries we visit. Of course, Elaine couldn't help but purchase this lovely sarong as a reminder of our time at this very quaint village. Sadly, after a fabulous time around the islands of Phang Bay, we had to return to Phuket Island because new COVID-19 restrictions were being implemented and Phuket province was being sealed off from the rest of Thailand.